Hello, today I'm going to show you an awesome unboxing video by me for you. Today, let me introduce you this Apple iPhone 14 Pro. This is shines like a bright diamond, isn't it? This is a magical new way to interact with our iPhones. Groundbreaking safety features designed to save lives. An innovative 48 megapixel cam for mind-blowing detail. This all powered by the ultimate smartphone chip. This is the iPhone 14 Pro. And Pro means beyond. It is available in deep purple, gold, silver, and space black. This is designed for durability, with the ceramic shield touchier than any smartphone glass. Water resistance, and with surgical grade stainless steel. 6.1 inches is the standard iPhone 14 Pro, and there is a 6.7 inches display sized iPhone 2 on the market, all in 4 Pro colors. The phone is also designed from the ground up to protect our privacy too, and it puts us in control of what we share and who we share it with. And of course, there it is, the new face of the iPhone, the dynamic island. This is a truly Apple innovation that's hardware and software and something in between. It bubbles up music, sports, scores, FaceTime, and so much more, all without taking us away from what we are doing. And this is a shape-shifting, multitasking, head-turning, game-changing iPhone experience. Dynamic Island blends fun and function like never before, consolidating our notifications, alerts, and activities into one interactive place. It's integrated throughout iOS16 and can work with all kinds of apps to seamlessly surface what we need right when we need it. And it expands fluidly to get our attention. That's awesome. Then it tucks away again after it notifies us. We can see our next turn in maps, touch and hold to control our music, and even keep an eye on our lift while texting with friends. Easy, intuitive, delightful. It is built breakthrough by breakthrough. Innovation thrives when we bring hardware, software, and silicon teams together, like only Apple can do that. 31% smaller through-depth camera system is built in, engineered to free up the display space and be even more capable. And a re-engineered proximity sensor now detects light from behind the display, saving additional space. And advanced display algorithm. This makes the dynamic island responsive wherever we tap, swipe, or hold. And animations designed to look and feel like liquid, thanks to hardware and software anti-aliasing powered by the Apple Silicon. This is the biggest change to the face of the iPhone since they went to all screen. And always on display. Always at the ready. Now our lock screen is always glanceable, so we do not have even to tap it to stay in the know. When the iPhone is turned face down or in our pocket, it goes dark to save the battery life too. And let's go to the battery life. All day battery life, even with so many new capabilities. Our photos, our phone, our widgets. This is our iPhone. iOS16 lets us customize our lock screen in fun, new ways. We can layer a photo to make it pop. We track our activity rings and see live updates from our favorite apps. And app tracking transparency lets us decide which apps are allowed to track our activities. And there is more on this phone. A display that's up to 2 times brighter in the sun. This is brilliant. Really brilliant. For those bright, sunshiny days, the Super Retina HDR display now reaches a peak of 2000 nits outdoors. That's twice as bright as before, and the highest peak brightness of any smartphone out there. So text jumps right off the screen. And photos and HDR videos get a big boost too, up to 1600 nits peak brightness. This brings the iPhone to the same level as the Pro Display HDR. And movies, shows, and even the films we have shot on the iPhone looks more true to life than ever. And promotion technology allows for variable refresh rates from 10 to 120 times per second. It smoothly, intelligently ramps up when we need exceptional graphics performance, and it ramps, of course, down to save the power when we don't. That means game on, gamers. Oh yeah. This is a nice feature, but there's more. Vital new safety features. Of course, we hope we will never need. Emergency SOS via satellite. Peace of mind when we are off the grid. If we don't have the cell service or the Wi-Fi, phone lets us text emergency service over the satellite too. And this is nice. Satellites are moving targets with low bandwidth. It can take minutes for message to get through. Since every second counts, the iPhone front loads a few questions to access our situations. Just tap to respond. Then it shows us where to point to connect to a satellite. Once connected, the iPhone automatically sends our answer, location, medical ID, if set up, and the battery level to a dispatcher. We must be outdoors with a clear view of the sky, of course. Since the satellites are moving rapidly through the space, the iPhone will show us where to point to maintain our connection and avoid obstructions such as mountains and heavy foliage. And texting via satellite maybe takes time. In ideal conditions, we can send a message in less than 15 seconds. But under the light foliage, it can take more than a minute. That means emergency SOS via satellite is included for free with the iPhone 14 Pro for 2 years. And that is a game changer, I think, in emergency situation, of course. This is an infrastructure of innovation. Apple designed components and software allows the iPhone 14 Pro antenna to connect to satellite frequencies. And since the bandwidth is low, they also created a compression algorithm that makes the message 3 times smaller, speeding up the communication. And on the ground, they route our text message through a complex infrastructure to emergency service providers. Only some accept text. For those that don't, they have set up emergency relay centers with Apple-trained specialists who call for help on our behalf. Thank you. And we let friends know how remote we all go. If we are on adventure without cell service, we can now use the Find My to share our location via the satellite so friends and family know where we are. This is an awesome safety thing too, I think. But there's more in safety thing. A crash detection. This calls for help when we can't do that. The iPhone 14 Pro can detect a severe car crash. And then it calls 911 and notify our emergency contacts too. That's maybe a life changer for us. Sudden speed shift. A new high G-force accelerometer senses extreme accelerations or decelerations up to 250 GZs and cabin pressure change. The barometer can detect the pressure change caused by deploying airbags. And of course, abrupt changes in directions. A high dynamic range gyroscope monitors drastic changes in a car's orientation and the loud sound levels of impact. While we are driving, the microphone identifies the extreme sound level of a collision. For privacy, all processing is done on our phone. And how they perform this? Laboratory crashes. They developed advanced motion algorithms by performing head-on, rear-end, and side impacts and roll over the crash tests. And of course, there's more. Real-world crash data comes to the algorithm. They use public crash data from accidents to make crash detection as accurate as possible. 1 million hours of real-world driving and crash data helps the iPhone recognize accidents. And this helps us really good in this emergency situation too. And then, let's go to the professional camera system. This gets massively more pro. The all-new 48 megapixel main camera with an advanced quad pixel sensor, up to 4 times the resolution, for jaw-dropping cropping. The iPhone 14 Pro raises the bar for what 48 megapixel can do. This delivers 4 times the resolution in Pro RAW for mind-blowing detail in every crop. 65% larger sensor than the iPhone 13 Pro. Wow. The quad-pixel sensor on the main cam makes the most of the 48 megapixel by adapting to what we're shooting. For the most photos, we want to optimize for light capture. So the new sensor groups 4 pixels together into one large quad pixel, gathering 4 times more light in production, spectacularly better photos at the practical 12 megapixel size. And other times it's better to optimize for detail. In those cases, the sensor leverages each individual pixel, providing more creative options for shooting and editing in pro workflows. For the ultimate combination of detail and flexibility, we shoot in Pro RAW at 48 megapixel resolution. A new machine learning model delivers a sharper image and less noise for unprecedented detail, so we can reframe our photos while still retaining an amazing resolution. That means welcome to the total creative control. And that's not enough. We have more on that phone, of course, because it's a super crass monster crass phone. There is the Pro camera system. Adds 2 times of optical quality telephotos to its zoom range. This putting tons of framing flexibility in our pocket. Up our frame game. That's a nice frame game, eh? The quad pixel sensor allows us now to go beyond the 3 fixed lenses of the Pro camera system to create an additional 2 times telephoto, which expands our zoom option to 0.5 to 1, 2, and 3 times. This new telephoto uses the middle 12 megapixel of the quad pixel sensor to deliver full resolution photos and 4K videos with no digital zoom. And it works in portrait mode, time-lapse, and panorama, which means gorgeous close-up photos and videos are just a tap away. With its popular focus lens and great resolution, 2 times is the perfect framing choice for the portrait mode, of course. And there are more match detail in much less light, because 3 times better low light photos on the ultra wide cam, and up to 2 times better low light photos on the main camera. And of course, up to 2 times better than the low light photos on the telephoto camera. You can see that it's a big step forward to push the limits of the low light photography. They started with larger sensors. that capture dramatically more light. And then they added the all-new photonic engine. That is the game-changing image pipeline. It allows deep fusion, which merge the best pixels from multiple exposure into one phenomenal photo to happen earlier in the process on uncompressed images. This preserves much more data to deliver brighter, more lifelike colors and beautiful detailed texture in less light than ever before. The latest Apple Silicon performs up to 4 trillion operations per photo. The new adaptive two-tone flash adjusts the pattern and intensity of 9 light-emitted diodes, depending on the focal length of the photo. So, our subject always appears in the best light, and up to 2 times brighter flash on telephoto shots. Up to 3 times better uniformity on ultra-wide shot with flash. You can see there's a lot of new feature in that. When apps request access to our photo, iPhone lets us call the shots by sharing just the ones we want. Instead, we can choose the entire library too. But there's more. The breathtaking frames per second, 24. The nomadic mode now shots in 4K HDR at 24 frames per second. The film industry standard. This have the people call us to hell. Now we can seamlessly edit with other pro footage in 4K at 24 or 30 frames. We can even edit the depth effect after capture. And the highest quality video, that's in a smartphone. But there's more. I think it's a really nice thing. Shaky action shot. Fixed it in pre. Whenever we are filming from an off-road SUV or running alongside our subject, we try the action mode for smooth handheld videos. That means no gimbal is required. The only smartphone in the world that lets us shoot videos, view videos, edit videos, and share in ProRes or Dolby Vision HDR. The main camera comes with 48 megapixels for up to 4 times the resolution. The telephoto comes up to 2 times better in low light photos. The ultra wide is sharper, brighter, and makes macro shots. This is a camera in a class by itself. We snap our sharpest, most colorful close-ups and group shots thanks to a new through-depth font camera, without focus and, of course, a larger aperture. Up to 2 times better low-light photos, not only at the main site, and the other side too. On the count of 3, we say, no, that's a true depth camera can automatically focus on multiple subjects at once. All our selfies, from stunning close-ups to group shots, that looks their sharpest. And the larger aperture lets in lots more light, capturing brighter color and finer detail in low-light scenes. That means 38% better light gathering performance for more detail and less noise in the photo and videos. Both sides of the camera system are really awesome. The true depth camera and the A16 Bionic also powered Face ID, the most secure facial authentication in a smartphone. The iPhone 14 Pro uses, for the nature 100% recycled gold wire in all its cameras to reduce mining of precious resources. And behind this all, there stands the mastermind, the A16 Bionic. This is the ultimate smartphone chip on the market. Nearly 16 billion transistors for industry-leading speed and efficiency. Fastest 6-core CPU, central processing unit. This handles demanding workloads smoothly and efficiently. And the neural engine performs nearly 17 trillion operations per second. This allows for a pixel by pixel analytic to optimize their photos. And 5-core GPU, graphic processing unit, with 50% more memory bandwidth for complex graphics in the latest mobile games. And advanced ISP. It powers the creative flexibility of the quad pixel sensor. And Power F10 performance allows the A16 Bionic to run at blazing fast speed for longer, of course. And the secure enclave in the A16 Bionic protects the personal information like our Face ID, data, contacts, and more. And then, last but not least, a battery. That's a battery that's all in and all day. Even with so many new capabilities, the iPhone 14 Pro still delivers amazing all-day battery life. Up to 29 hours video playback on iPhone 14 Pro Max, and up to 23 hours video playback on iPhone 14 Pro. And of course, to reload, add a MagSafe charger for faster wireless charging. And there is a SIM. Yeah, a SIM, an electronic SIM. So long, SIM tray. The electronic SIM makes things simple. It's an industry standard technology that lets us activate our new phone for ad carrying digitally. So we are calling and texting in no time. And unlike a physical card, an eSIM can be removed if our phone is lost or stolen. The eSIM lets us have multiple phone numbers and data plans on one phone. You see, this new iPhone 14 Pro is really a game changer on the market. It looks brilliant, it looks beautiful, and it makes a super duper nice job, as you can see. Here we are, the iPhone 14 Pro is ready for setup, and we now perform a setup with that device here. We are now searching our language here. This will be English. And then we can select our country or region, of course. We choose Germany. You can choose your country as you like. Now the next step is the quick start. We bring our current iPhone or iPad near this phone to sign it in and of course to set it up. This is a good choice if you have another iPhone or an iPad which you can use for quick start. But we are going to make a setup manually, okay? Now, written and spoken languages, we can now customize this. We can prefer languages English, keyboard English UK, or another as you like, then press continue. The next step is we choose a Wi-Fi network because this phone has to communicate with an Apple server to say hello. For this, we are going to use a Wi-Fi network, wireless LAN. If your Wi-Fi network is here, you can push on it. Now we will need a password for it. Your admin can tell you use password of your Wi-Fi network. If you does not find anything, look underneath your router. And most times there it is be written. So here we are, joined this party now. This can take a few minutes to activate our phone, of course. If you have fast traffic in your internet connection, it will be faster. If you does not have this, maybe it will takes a long time, okay? But this is important to activate your iPhone. If this phone is activated, we go to the next step automatically, as you can see. Now it gives us an information, a data and privacy information. This icon over there appears when an Apple feature asks to use our personal information. Yeah, okay, continue. Now the next step is Face ID. The iPhone can recognize the unique three-dimension features of the face of us. To unlock automatically, use Apple Pay, make pushes, or subscribe to services from Apple's app. That's awesome. Let's choose this. Now we make a setup of the Face ID, okay? First we position our face in the camera frame. Then we move our head in a circle to show all the angles of our face. Let's start with that. Here we are. We position our face there. Then we rotate and rotate around. All around is this rotation. If we're going to wear a face mask, we can make this again. We don't need a face mask. We can go to the next step. Now we can see the Face ID is set up. That's awesome, okay? After this, we have to create a passcode for it. The passcode is after an update, for example, or your reboot system, you will need your passcode. Don't use mine. If you create a passcode, you're ready. Next step is apps and datas. We choose how we want to transfer apps and datas to this phone. We don't have to do this, okay? We restore it from an iCloud backup, if we have another phone before. We restore from a Mac or a personal computer. We transfer directly from the iPhone nearby, or we can once move the data from an Android phone. And we don't transfer apps and datas. The next step is we have to create an Apple ID. The Apple ID is the entrance key to all Apple devices. To create this, push the Apple ID question mark area. And then you can start and create an Apple ID. For this, you will need an email address and, of course, a passcode again. You have to create this by yourself. And after this, you enter your Apple ID email address here. Then next, and after this, the passcode. And then we can continue to the next step. So here we are again. The next step is terms and conditions. Read that. That's really important to know what agreement you you agree here. So agree. If you disagree, you cannot. We can continue again. Okay. So now it may takes again a few minutes to set up our Apple ID. Okay. This is not now to communicate with the server to say hello. Now it's a communication like a bro, okay? Because we have the Apple ID. Now we are bros with the server of Apple. And we fizzed it a little bit and then we can continue, okay? This is for showing the new bridge over here. You can see it's really small and awesome. You can see there is a battery indicator, the Wi-Fi network, and there is the mobile. Okay, here, we make this to our phone, to our new phone. Apps and data we can customize, settings we can customize, or we can customize the Apple Wallet. We go to continue. It's now black because I am an owner of another iPhone, and this is a black mode, so it changed here like this, okay? But it will be information about you like black or white or black version of it, okay? After this, we can add a card to our wallet, okay? This wallet you can use to pay and to enter your card informations in the internet, homepages, for example, to make a quicker selling process. And of course, you can also use it if your card agreed this. You can use Apple Pay. So okay, we go again here. Let's go next step. Then the iPhone Analytics is asking you to help Apple improve its product and services by allowing analytics of use data from our phone. You can share it with Apple, you can don't share it. You can choose. The same thing here in App Analytics. This is for the app developers. Now, here comes some good information about this iPhone 14 Pro. We press and hold the power button here and one of the volume buttons and keep it pushing. Okay? Either the volume button to make an emergency call. Okay? It will sounds a little bit, it's an SOS function. And of course, emergency call. And a crash detection. If our phone detects a serious car crash, it will automatically try to call emergency services. And SOS via satellite. When available, you can communicate in SOS situation via a satellite. And then we can go and enter into the iPhone. here we are. That's all. Now, how we can navigate. Use your fingers. Right, left, right, left, right, left, right, left. That it is. Goodbye. No, you can make more. Go to the left side. And here you can see some gadget. It's not already loading now. It's still loading, you can see. But here is some information about the weather or your calendar, etc. If you go from the upside down, you can see the lock screen. Okay, here's the lock screen, and this is always on display. And on the right upside down, you can see here flight mode, Wi-Fi enable and disable, Bluetooth, focus, and here you can make the brightness level adjust and the volume level and enough stuff. To go back to the home screen, swipe upward. Now, that's interesting, isn't it? Now we can make more. That means if you have open a couple of apps, let's perform this. Go back with swiping upward. Go back with swiping upward. Go back with swiping upward. If you have in the background some apps open, you can swipe up and hold it into the middle. And then you can see here, you can navigate between them. And of course, you can make more. You can delete them. Not delete from the device, but you can delete the process of it, okay? This calendar, for example, swipe up and it will be shut off. But it is still there on the phone, okay? Now let's have a look here. Calendar is already there. So here we are again. Now we can navigate and push on the app we like to use now. So then, of course, you have here the phone. Here you have the browser. There is a messenger services. There is the music box, health app, wallet, settings, app store, broadcast, television, maps, log, reminders, notes, mail. You can see a lot of apps are pre-installed on this phone. But there are so many more apps in the App Store, okay? And you have an Apple ID. This is the key to it. So then we can use our, for example, let's use a little bit our photo app, for example. First app is we make a photographic styles. We can choose, and then we can start. You can see here, there's my finger. Hi, finger. How's it going? Good, me. That's a photo. You can choose between the different zoom, there it, and video, the same, zoom. Awesome. On the upper right side, you can change the frame rate, okay? And of course, 4K or HD. Here this is the action mode. This is like a gimbal. That's awesome. And here, this is the flash mode. There's more. Cinematic. Cinematic is an awesome thing. A beautiful shallow depth of field and focus. Transitions to our video automatically. Slow motion. Everything will be in slow-mo, better looking. And time lapse. It's so fast. What's going on here? Portrait, okay, and panorama. So that is not enough. We can make more. We can use this button over here to switch between the two camera systems. This camera is looking to my face now, as you can see. And there is the same. Here's photo. You can swipe out. You can go to video settings. It's the same. Cinematic, slow motion, and of course portrait. Here's portrait. You can choose here between some different fillers, and of course again panorama. Here, that's awesome, isn't it? It's really awesome, this phone, and it is easy to learn because it's intuitive to use. It's fast because it comes with a nice operation system. It comes with a nice central processing unit. It comes with a nice graphic processing unit and with a really awesome big camera system. That's the iPhone 14 Pro. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe me and give me a positive feedback. And here's the always on display. Soon.